Hey guys, and welcome to an incredibly special Leftover Culture Review episode, the first one of 2020, and the first time that I've ever had to actually record from my mum's confiscation storage locker, a container. So I was such a naughty boy over Christmas that she went ahead. She actually shut the channel down. She's threatened it a few times, but everything, all of my stuff got confiscated. I had to sneak in here to record this episode, but it's going to be worth it. I got an incredibly generous package from a fan of the show, Joseph Schmidt. Here's an artist interpretation of Joe, what he looks like, who he is. He is, there he is, wearing a sheriff's badge. He is the hero for today. Massive shout out to Joe. Thank you so much for the care package. I really do appreciate it. I got another one just before Christmas from, I don't want to butcher his name again, but if you want to go back and watch the Christmas shout out, thank you, annual apology. I got an incredible collection of comic books from a fan over in Norway. Today I wanted to look at a package sent from the US, and I obviously had to break into my mum's storage container to do it. I hope to, over the course of the year, I hope to pull everything out piece by piece, rebuild the games room, get back online more consistently. That's the plan. But I figured for right now, let's focus on the good stuff. Let's focus on the positives. Let's focus on unboxing some incredible packages. So Joseph, all the way from the US, sent me two boxes of retro goodies that I've been really keen to dig into. So I'm going to start with box one. All right, so bear with me. I've just started opening up the box. I'm not as young and fit as I once was when I started this channel. It's hard to believe how long I've been doing leftover culture review stuff for, but all right. Joe has actually gone ahead and wrapped. Jesus, man, this is beautiful. Oh, it's been wrapped presents is really cool. Really nice touch. Oh wow, okay, so we even got a card. We have got a Christmas Eve in Brooklyn by Joe and Jimmy, a wizard card. I've never seen one of these before. It is like a holographic card with Santa Claus on it. I'm gonna get close-ups of everything that I'm pulling out here as well. Watch out for Krampus Bruiser, he's always watching you. Hope your Christmas is full of ladies wanting kisses. Thank you, Joe. So first thing out of the box is an incredible collection of Christmas cards, a literal Christmas card. This is really sweet. I'm a little bit blown away. The thought that has gone into this already is too much. I don't even know where to start. So in this first box, in box number one, there are three items that Joe has wrapped up. I might start with two Bruiser from American Joe. This looks like it might be a poster. Let's start there. The wrapping paper as well is an incredible mishmash of things. Can definitely appreciate that. So it could be a poster, or it could be just like an empty toilet roll, like a really big, American-sized toilet rolls, right? Like really long, really thick paper. Everything's bigger in the States, or so I've heard. No, it is actually a poster. Oh, wow. So the first thing from Joe's gift package is the Mutant League football poster for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I was talking to Joe about Mutant League Football and Mutant League Hockey for the Sega Mega Drive, the Sega Genesis. It's an incredible sports game. I've actually got a real soft spot for sports games. I don't often tell people this, but there is Rugby League by EA on the Sega Mega Drive. I do enjoy pulling out the old rugby league game. There's obviously the rugby games for the PlayStation 2. I go back and play them all the time. As well as basketball games. I'm an absolute sucker for basketball games. There is the Brutal Sports Football on the Atari Jaguar. There's this like incredibly small selection of sports games that I really do enjoy, and I do play a fair bit. Mutant League Football is one that I've played via emulator a lot. Really sweet poster. I did tell Joe that I liked some sports games. We started talking about Mutant League, but that's a really nice touch. All right, so I'm gonna go with the floppy one next because floppy things not always good. I'm saving the rigid big thing till last, obviously. That's the way they teach you to unwrap when you're a kid, and it's always stuck with me. Oh. Now this is cool. I was already a little bit blown away by the poster for Brutal Sports Football, but this looks like there was actually character cards in GamePro magazine. I so don't want to open and break anything. You're rapping too well, man. It's like you got practice or something. Oh, okay, so I can just open up the top here. It's fine. All right. Oh, that is so cool. So yeah, these are like all the characters from Brutal Sports, oh, Mutant League Football, sorry, not Brutal Sports. Got my Jaguar brain on. Oh, that is, and the artwork is incredible. Love that 90s style of artwork and all the character descriptions. So Mutant League Football is actually a game that I was contemplating doing a review on, but having like this kind of material to tackle it with, oh man, it's exciting. Sega CD, Genesis, Game Gear 6. Oh, so we've got some more marketing material. Welcome to the next level. And on the other side, we've got a Jurassic Park poster, which is really cool. That's actually something I could slide into my Jurassic Park game. I do have them for the Mega Drive. Oh, what else do we have? What else? So it looks like a few little paper things in here, which is, oh, really? Joe. So there's actually a Mutant League Football poster. I've never thought really about framing posters, but it's definitely like this is worth framing for sure. And on the back is a whole bunch of games coming out in 1994. One thing I do love checking out the old games is trying to work out what actually got released and what didn't. that is a really cool poster. I'm sensing a lot of Mutant League Football. I must have really talked it up when we were chatting. Man, that is awesome. And some more. Acclaim's Dream Team. So we have another poster with the Acclaim video games. You know, like, one thing that I really dig, Joe, this is not a bad thing, the smell of unboxing this stuff. Like, it reminds me of when I got my Atari Jaguar for the first time, and I was pulling apart like all the paper sleeves and all the boxes. My Atari Jaguar came with, it was fully boxed, but it had the same, like that same cardboard paper smell. I'm really digging the experience of it, as weird as that sounds. The idea of the smell of this stuff is kind of incredible. All right, so I'm unboxing the last item from Joe's first box of stuff. Man, this has been a very exciting, little bit intense unboxing for me. Like, there's a lot of really cool stuff that I never would have seen, never would have touched. If it wasn't for, Joe going through his collection and finding some stuff that he knew that I would really love. So this is the big box from the first box. There's another white box inside the paper. Wrapping paper, such a nice touch. It looks a bit like a cake box. Like, freaking love cake. Don't know if many people know this, but I'm a bit of a sweet tooth. It looks like a G.I. Joe lunchbox. Man, the guys at work are gonna be so jealous. Live the adventure. Live the adventure with a real American hero, G.I. Joe. The wrapping paper did say to look inside the thing inside, so I'm gonna have a quick look inside the lunchbox. There is so much wrapping paper, Joe. I'm loving the theme. There is so much Mickey Mouse, it's kind of beautiful. These feel like cardboard cases. Okay, no, not cardboard, plastic. Oh, hold on a sec. All that Mutant League stuff, it's actually starting to make a bit more sense now. The glory goes to Mutant League Football, the video game on the Sega Mega Drive. Oh, Genesis, sorry. For you Americans. Man. So, I've talked about loving some sports games. Mutant League Football, Mutant League Hockey, they're right up there at the top of some of my favorite sports games because I love the bashing and the smashing. When I do play the Sega with my son, the emulator, I often play a round of Mutant League Football with him. Like, it's a game that I really value that I get to play with my son. This is really cool, Joe. 1993. Mutant League Football for the Sega Genesis. Incredible. Thank you. All right, there was one other here in the Open Me Last. Well, isn't that handy? Because I should be reading the tags. I definitely have not been reading the tags. Oh, hold on. This is an incredible game. I love Brutal Sports Football. Comes incredibly highly recommended for the Atari Jaguar. If you've got an Atari Jaguar or an Amiga system, this is actually, it's come up a few times as one of my favorite games. Brutal Sports Football. Man, that is really thoughtful. Like, Brutal Sports Football and Mutant League Football. I'm not a big sports fan in general, but these two games are like the highlights. And Speedball. Speedball is another fantastic game. Joe, thank you so much, man. But look, all right, Joe, going to dive into the second box. Man, it's such a shame that my mum didn't confiscate a whole bunch of knives either. Oh my God, so Joe's wrapped everything in this box as well. I have to admit that I really love the touch. And dude, your wrapping, impeccable. It's beautiful. Like, I've been wrapping presents for years and my wrapping doesn't look anywhere near this good. So I'm gonna try and read the instructions first this time. Open What's Inside Me 2 from Joe. Absolutely will, thank you, Joe. To Bruiser from Joe. To Bruiser from Joe, and to Bruiser from Joe. They're all for me. That's awesome. That is so cool. Okay, all right. That smell. Still reminds me of unboxing my Jaguar, which I actually bought for myself as a Christmas present like 7 years ago. So anyone who's watching my Jaguar videos and says, wow, that system is so expensive, I picked mine up 7 or 8 years ago. It was about 350, 400 bucks at the time, which I felt was like way over the top, but it came with 4 or 5 games, and I picked up Alien vs Predator at the same time for 45 bucks or something, all from America, all from the States. No, sorry, the Jaguar itself came from the UK. The games that I've bought for it pretty much since have all come from the States. So, like, the Jaguar reminds me of Christmas. So if I keep talking about the Atari Jaguar, that's kind of why, because it's the system that I got for my Christmas present all those years ago, back when the channel was still so young, and I thought, how cool would it be to have a really unique system to play right here on the Leftover Culture Review? And since then, I've reviewed a bunch of Jaguar games, and it's another reason why the Jaguar is such a special system to me personally, because I've used it to like kickstart the popularity of the channel. I can see there's like a lot of care and effort that's been put into it. All right, I'll keep unwrapping. Oh, I haven't seen these. So it's a Dr. Eggman collectible figurine. That is really cool. I do have like a couple of Sonic collectibles, and I do I've always had a really big soft spot for the Hedgehog. This is the same size as the Dr. Eggman collectible. I'm gonna open up this one next, see what's inside. Using my powers of deduction, I'm going to assume it is a Sonic the Hedgehog figurine. Metal Sonic, all right. I was thinking, what could be better than Sonic the Hedgehog? Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic is better than Sonic the Hedgehog. So, I hate to admit it, I've always gone for the bad guys. That is really cool. Oh my god, I have to open it now. Yeah, I love Metal Sonic. Beautiful. Thank you. Okay. 2 things left. I'm getting a sore back. I'm getting old. So I'm going to save the big one to last. That's the way to do it. I'm going to open up this one. This looks like more Sonic stuff. And you know the way to my heart. This is where the Sonic collectible was. Ah, Joe. Got the whole team. So cool. Yeah, I'm gonna open up everything. Oh, I love it. Green Hill Zone. It also reminds me a lot of like the Dreamcast Sonic the Hedgehog, which I pined over for such a long time. When the Dreamcast first came out in like 1999, when the first trailers started getting released, I fell in love with the system. Like, I love the whole idea of the Dreamcast. It was white, it was shimmery and shiny. Like, the PlayStation came in and it felt like dark and broody and a little bit more adult. The Dreamcast was fun, and it was like Sega's biggest system ever. And the trailers for Sonic the Hedgehog fighting Chaos, it really got me pumped. I was super psyched to get a Dreamcast, and then the system kind of fell apart before I could convince my mum to buy one. So I never got the chance to have a Dreamcast as a kid. It was like one of the first systems when I became maybe not self-sufficient, when I had a bit of pocket money to spend. It was the first system that I bought. It was one of the first systems I picked up before the Atari Jaguar, the Sega Dreamcast. I've got a real soft spot for the Sonic Adventure series, and I know this isn't Sonic Adventure, it just reminds me of it. That's all I was trying to say. Thank you so much, Joe. The Sonic figures are really, really cool. So we're here at the last box. It looks like, ooh, metal? Open what's inside too. 2 Bruiser from Joe. Okay, we've got another cake box situation going on. I'm just gonna rip it open. It's not that I'm impatient, I'm just super excited. Please remember that. Oh. That is really cool. It is an Earthworm Jim lunchbox. So, fun fact, I don't actually eat lunch, but I've got a whole bunch, like I've got a whole stationery cupboard of stuff. Pens, texters, markers. I'm going to use these. I'm going to find ways to use both this and the G.I. Joe one because they are so cool. I love it, man. Really, really beautiful. All right, what's in? More stuff inside. Joe, you're spoiling me, buddy. That's a really nice. I love the Sega Master System wrapping paper. That is so cool. I'm going to start with the Nintendo one. See, Nintendo, just want to rip it up. That's not true. Nintendo's fine. Actually, one thing people don't really know that I don't really share that broadly is that I did have one of my first ever systems, apart from the Atari 2600, apart from the Sega Mega Drive, was the Nintendo Game Boy. So in my family, I had a Game Boy Pocket, my brother had a Game Boy Pocket, my youngest brother had the original Game Boy. Oh, what is that? So I've only ever played this game on emulator, but far out. Decap Attack. It is a beautiful looking game. It's a platformer. I love the graphics, I love the cartoon styles, I love the animations. Like, I'm a really big sucker for the vibe and the feel that a game can bring with it. And Decap Attack is one that caught my eye a really long time ago, and I've never really prioritized picking it up because it's a one-player game. I thought if I could find it cheap, it would be such a cool game to cover right here on the channel because it feels amazing. But, oh man, this is... I'm a bit blown away. Like, lost for words, man. Lucky last. Plain box. That's pretty unassuming. Opening up the plain box. The ooze. Man, that's incredible. Thank you so much, Joe. The Ooze is another game. Incredible graphics, incredible visuals. It's actually a really unique style of gameplay. You control a massive blob, and it's incredibly 90s, and it's one of those games that just really captures your eye. Like Decap Attack is another one. The graphics, the art style, it's unique. It's of the era. You just don't, at least I haven't seen many games like that before. The Ooze is one that I've had my eye on for the last 4, 5, 6 years. Like, I've been looking at this game for a really, really long time because I wanted it, and I've played it via emulator, and it was a fun game to play, but I wanted it, and I wanted it bad. The Ooze. The Ooze is an incredible game. I think like one thing that Joe's really helped me do here in 2020, he's given me some incredible material to work with. Like, I'm really excited to dive into some of these games and explore them and just go through why I was so excited to get them in the first place. Like, these are games that I've had on my wish list for so long. And I've spoken to Joe for the last couple of years through Facebook, through Messenger. Like, he's been a fan of the channel for a really long time. And like, he sent me this stuff. It's incredible. Like, I really do appreciate it. Incredible, incredible Christmas package. A fantastic kickoff to 2020, considering that I'm here in my confiscated storage locker. Incredible kickoff to 2020. Thank you so much for sitting with me while I unboxed a few things. I really just wanted to share that excitement. It's always been there to make the channel, to do the reviews, to talk about some of my favorite retro video games. Like, that excitement's always been there, and I'm really grateful for the chance to talk, to get on camera. 2020 is going to be an incredibly big year for lots of reasons, and I'm really hoping that the Leftover Culture Review prospers and grows and falls into its element. This year is the year to make that happen. So thank you so much for the package. Thank you so much to everyone out there. And I'll see more of you in 2020 as I continue to shuffle my stuff out of here, piece by piece. Thank you. Stay tuned for some more Leftover Culture. Thank you so much. Cheers.